Peace, freedom of movement and of residence for universal citizenship. What is it all about? It's about giving everyone the right to live in a peaceful world and ensuring the right to mobility and the right to migration. Why? Because the ideal of universal peace, which spread following the creation of the UN in 1948, has been undermined by bloody conflicts across the globe. International laws about movement, built and controlled by the powerful, mean poverty, suffering and death for the most excluded. For example, just under 250,000 people die every year in wars. The yearly cost of these deadly conflicts is equal to between 10 and 15% of global GDP. Merchandise, including weapons, and capital flow freely around our planet, as do citizens of rich countries. But the poorest are denied access by ultra-militarized and high-security barriers. Rich countries refuse to use a significant amount of resources on welcoming migrants. In 2016, the UK welcomed 8,000 Syrians, whilst Jordan welcomed 655,000 and Lebanon welcomed 1.1 million. We are deceiving ourselves with the closing of borders, and people are dying every single day because of this. Between 2000 and 2015, Europe spent more than €13 billion on stopping migrants from entering their countries or on sending them back. Since the same starting date, the year 2000, 46,000 people have gone missing or died whilst trying to cross a border. Freedom of movement and residence is a fundamental right championed by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. But rich countries nonetheless continue to classify migrants as either good or bad ones. So what can the Emaus groups do to fight against this situation? We can simply no longer accept repressive and coercive policies that lead to exclusion, poverty, human rights violations and deaths by the thousand. On a daily basis, most of the Emaus groups across the globe practice unconditional welcome, no matter the journey, history, origin, beliefs, or the situations of the people in question. In line with this principle, most of the Emaus groups welcome migrants and act in solidarity towards them. The Emaus movement includes almost 350 groups from across the globe who work with the most excluded to help them regain their rights and who fight these challenges on the local level, and who lead projects in various sectors, learning about life in the community and collective decision-making, social mediation and mediation in the community, resolving conflicts both within and in between communities, access to rights and social support, integration through work, emergency protection and welcoming child soldiers. The groups also commit to educating people about peace and living together, as well as leading advocacy initiatives aimed at the local and national authorities. The groups lead awareness-raising activities with the local populations, informing them about the risks and dangers that migrants face on their journeys. It is this commitment, this experience, which encourages us to think about the global picture, looking beyond our local alternatives to see how we can find a long-term solution to crush the systemic causes of poverty. This is why the Emaus movement fights for promoting active dialogue between peoples as an alternative to conflicts, a model of universal citizenship, the right to freedom of movement and the real possibility of moving freely, welcoming the most vulnerable, and overcoming racism and all discrimination.